Thanks so much for tuning in to Late Stage Comedy. I'm so excited that you're listening to this, hanging out with me in the past. I'm really excited about this episode. I talked to Kyle Ayers. We laughed so much. I think you'll really enjoy it. Maybe not if you love pickleball, though. So brace for that. If you have a passion for pickleball, we're gonna try to hurt your feelings in this one. But otherwise, it's a very uplifting and silly time. And Kyle's so great. He's so funny. He has a one-man show that I saw. I saw it one of those days when it was like pouring rain in LA and all the alarms were going off on my phone that were like flooding. And so it was like a weird time. And his show is called Hard to Say. And it's about his experience having trigeminal neuralgia, which is nicknamed suicide disease. It's a chronic pain condition that has a high rate of suicide. And it's just incredibly painful. But he wrote this show about it. And it's genuinely so funny and dark. I loved it. And it was like touching, but not in like an overly like, and the moral of the story is... But it just, go see a show. If Kyle comes to your town, it's called Hard to Say. Follow him on Instagram and stuff. I've been seeing a lot of good one people shows lately. And that's really good for me because I went through a string of trying to go to them and I went to some bad ones. Some good ones I went to Colin Coughlin's show. I fucking forget what it's called right now, but his name's Colin Coughlin. It's called like A Moment in Time or A Moment of Your Time or something like that. And he is a clown, I'll be honest. I think he's part of the clowning community. And I just want to say I don't judge him for that. His show was like fucking hysterical. He kills me. I don't really have anything to say about that. I also saw Catherine Bourne Taylor's show called Bellingham Bay, which I partially went because I went to college in Bellingham. But it was like this soap opera that she's like been living out in her head since she was 11. And it's very like 11-year-old romance fantasy with lots of details and songs. And it was so cute. And it also made me kind of nostalgic because there's this one scene she does where... It's set in Bellingham, so that's where I went to college, and she does this scene where everyone's singing a song together in the bar, and the audience all sang this song along with her, and it was kind of to create this like, oh, this is a really magical barroom scene moment set in this like semi-small town. And I got kind of First of all, the audience was great. By the way, if you're in an audience, be a good audience. It's so much more fun. Comedy is like a lot audience. It's some comedian. It's mostly like the person on stage obviously is in charge of having a fun time. But you guys, you really make it or break it. And she had such a fun audience and they sang along when she cued them to. And I got kind of emotional because I just kind of imagined my life if I had just like stayed in Bellingham with all of my same friends and like did that kind of small town life. And I remembered when we would be all at a bar and like singing a song all together. And it was pretty cute. I don't know why we all have to split up and try to live like all these independent lives and do capitalism and stuff. It's kind of weird. It makes sense, though, and I moved back to where I'm from, and I'm having a magical time in LA, but sometimes I'm like, what about another life where I have a child, and all my friends come over for dinner, and we go to the pumpkin patch? You know, I do think about these things, I'm not going to lie, but my life is what I've made it to, and I do sometimes spin out about it, I'm going to be real. I've been in a lot of fight or flight and like a lot of stress about money and just like, oh, I'm doing the wrong things with my life. I just need to like become a fucking ultrasound technician and just like get a job and then come home and watch TV. And like, I just want a stable situation. But then like when I'm not in fight or flight and I like have a good show, honestly, my whole life revolves around whether or not I've had a good show recently. I have a good show. I have a couple days off. I get to relax. then I feel fine. I'm listening to the birds sing. I'm like, my life is perfect. So I don't know. Part of capitalism is that we're supposed to trip out all the time. Not that I shouldn't be making moves to like stabilize my life or whatever. But you know, everything is falling apart. So if you're tripping out about your own situation, it's all about communities, babies. I always feel like since I'm just talking into a mic by myself that I have to go into a preaching moment. But yeah, I guess just update about me is I go back and forth between being like, I'm not okay, nothing's okay, to being like, I'm totally fine. And it usually has to do with whether or not I have a good comedy set. But I'm going to try to keep my stress down. I'm going to try to not get burned out. I'm going to try to have fun with people. And in terms of fascism, I don't know. I'm going to lean into supporting people who are doing whatever we can to keep each other safe. That's all I got for you guys right now on that front. But I'm going to the Renaissance Fair today. I feel like that feels important for me. It's where the bisexuals with boyfriends are the most accepted and we can roam free in our lands. I feel like that is partially because like we're cosplaying a time when it was illegal to not have a beard, or I don't know. I actually don't know that much about queer history in medieval and then Renaissance times. I know if you were a man, sometimes you could do whatever the fuck you want, but I don't really know what was going on with women. I think they were mostly dying in childbirth. I feel like bisexuality for women makes so much sense to me because it's like, you know, it's like, okay, we're supposed to have children. So then we have this attraction to men. But then it's like, well, don't raise your children with the men. You know, then you got to just have children, then just be with the women, raise your kids with the women. That's how it should be. That's what we're talking about. I don't have any other updates, but if you guys want to go to my show, I started a show at Fred 62, and I'll keep doing it if you go. It's in the patio. It is on Wednesday nights right now. I'm really concerned about all my shows in May because it's the Netflix is a Joke Festival. And I'm like, there's so many comedy shows with so many successful comedians all around town the whole month of May that I'm like, you guys want to go to my show in the diner I work at's patio though? With my tiny little amp and my little spotlight I put up in this parking lot. You guys want to do that? Hey, if you do, I'll keep doing it. If you don't, I won't. That's all I got to say about that. But the other show that I host sometimes, Chatterbox Comedy Night, is in the Netflix as a Joke Festival, and I'll be doing that May 7th. And it's free, so fucking reserve your tickets now. But let me let you guys go and have fun listening to Kyle Ayers. And I'll see you guys next time in my mind's eye. Threads sucks so much because I'll write a joke and I'm like, God, this is a good joke. Maybe 10 likes. If I go, hey, what color is your hair dyed? Thousands of comments. Thousands of likes.
I was spending a lot of time on Threads just posting saying I was the CEO and founder of Threads. Or I'd be like, I'm the CTO of Meta's Threads department. And I would just be like, we're mining your data. Thank you so much. We're only monetizing hot people. Like stuff like that. And people just... My profile says all the stuff Instagram says. And people would just get so mad. They're like, that seems like a rude thing to do, Threads.
I think people on Threads are the dumbest people on any social media platform.
That might be true.
I have the dumbest interactions with people.
It's a lot of people who'd fall for like an AI video of a cat frying an egg. And they'd be like, oh, that cat can use a skillet?
Cats are actually really smart.
You don't understand. They will have thumbs. It's like very much that energy.
Yeah, and I just every time I post a joke too, someone goes, "Well, actually, no, this is." And then here's what I posted this last week that got outrage, and I actually almost didn't post it because I did see Hamnet, and I loved it, and it was moving. But what struck me in that movie is I was like, man, even if you're William Shakespeare, your girlfriend is way fucking cooler than you.
Right, like William Shakespeare, a guy who's so cool that people think it might be 8 guys.
There's no way.
And just his girlfriend is just cooler than him.
She's got a hawk. She's fucking so cool.
Like, there's no way that guy could do all of that, and his girlfriend is just like a better person than him.
She's out like giving birth in some hole in the forest, and it's just like, fuck yeah, dude. So I posted like, basically that, and then someone's like, actually, it's a story about the bubonic plague, and it's really serious, and I'm like, yeah, I know. And then some guy was like, not a good take. And I was like, it's not a take.
It's not even a take. It's not a take.
I'm so bored.
You could post, my personal experience is this, and people would be like, no, it wasn't. Actually, I think yours was mine.
My whole goal in comedy is to, I guess, find my audience, but find an audience that I like and that like me.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I'm out here like trudging through. I actually, this is true, this is about a lot of things. But in therapy this week, I you know how you say things in therapy and you don't realize it's going to make you cry. You think you're just saying something,
right? But
then you'll just start sobbing. I just said, God, everyone's so stupid, and then I started sobbing.
You're like saying it, and you're like, who said that? That resonated with me. Oh, I said it about me. I really agree with That's like me a lot in therapy. Yeah, I have like spent so much time like finding an audience that likes sort of how I am and who I am, and now I'm finding a new audience of like people with debilitating chronic pain because I have debilitating chronic pain. And so you do some jokes about that, and you find a lot of new people who then hate everything you've done except that. Where they'll like find old jokes of mine and be like, this is offensive. I came here because you have trigeminal neuralgia, not to hear a pun. Anyway, I got to tell you, I contain multitudes.
God forbid a guy who has chronic pain have a little fun.
I did my show in Edinburgh, and a group of people came with the same disease I have to the show. There's a Trigeminal Neuralgia Association UK, and the people flew from like all over Europe and came from all over the UK to come to this one show, and they sat on one side of the room in matching shirts, and I had to tell the other side of the room, just so you know, this side of the room has the disease from this show, so if they're not laughing, it's because it's painful. And if you're not laughing, I will take offense to that. And then some of the people with the disease I have didn't like the show. And it was a couple, like 2 people. I want to like specify how low the number is. And they were like, that is, we don't like that you're trivializing it. And I was like, well, the show is just my experience in order. And they were like, you're just going to make it. You shouldn't be making fun of such a serious thing. And I think I just said, we fundamentally disagree on how things can be.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a lot of times people are offended by like a lot of anything in comedy when people say, this blank is never funny. I actually saw one online.
I have the thing.
Yeah.
It's me from that.
But even like I follow a lot of financial TikToks and shit now because I'm like trying to like not be the brokest girl in the world, which I have been for quite some time. And this girl was like, don't laugh about how you're broke. It's not funny. It's not funny to be bad with money. And it's like this kind of mentality of like blank is never funny because it's serious.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, my brain doesn't exclude any topic from being funny, but it does have to be funny. Like it is offensive if someone does a joke about a serious thing or something I don't like and it's not funny. Or it's just I don't like it.
Right. You just might not like the thing. I have this theory that is about it that is maybe a little. It's just rooted deeply in in what I'm talking about and like making jokes about experiences with like chronic pain and death and things, where I feel like some people who also have it felt a little seen and put on the spot, where they see someone with a similar debilitating thing. okay with it. And they're like, well, but I don't want to, I'm not doing anything. And so someone else doing something makes me feel a little like, should I be doing something? It's not like called out is not exactly the right word that I'm trying to say, but people just sort of felt like, if he has what I have and he's like still existing, it's not a lack of excuse, and everyone's experience is different, and I'm painting with a wide brush, but I was just trying to justify why two people in particular were so put off by me making fun of my own personal experience with something they also have.
That I guess makes sense, because this is something that stopped their whole lives. So I feel like, you doing a festival in Edinburgh and like living this big life, that makes a lot of sense to me. But I also don't think people have to put other people's experiences onto them.
That's which I think is exactly what they were doing.
You would never say it's not valid to not be able to write a one-man show.
I mean, I lived on my kitchen floor like crying and considering suicide for like years. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've been the person doing the no things. I have no expectations of other people. It is just there's something about when you're talking or making fun of like darker topics that make people feel, I don't know, defensive if it aligns with their experience in some capacity, or maybe, I don't think trivialized, but it's just sort of a weird thing, and I don't know if they even knew they would react like that coming. I think what they thought they would do is come to a show, and I would cry about how terrible it was and talk about the healthcare system being bad, and then they would be like, but instead I'm just sort of like, okay, everything's the worst, what now? Here's what my life is like.
I think it's so interesting how everyone just makes like anyone else's experience so personal to them too. I think the way that I can relate to that the most is just by being sober, and how like judged and upset people who aren't sober feel, or I remember I was like literally a few days sober, and I went and did the Savage Henry Festival in Humboldt, which is a very drug festival. It was a horrible idea to go do this. But I remember I was...
I can't imagine being sober in Eureka, California.
It was a bad call. I was walking into fire. But I was I was so newly sober that it's like my rock bottom just happened. Yeah. So I'm not like, I've got my life together and I have a 401k. I still don't know what that is. But I remember that someone offered me drugs, another comedian, and I was like, no, I'm sober. And he was like, okay, fucking narc. And I was like, wow, that happened so quick.
That is so wild. That is so, and it's like, oh, do you feel called out now because I'm not taking the drugs you have? Mm-hmm. Or are you bad at comedy, so that was your riff? Or some sort of combination of both of them?
I don't know.
Probably a combination of both of them.
I don't know. But I'm like, that's so amazing that I was blacked out and wandering around and having the worst night of my life recently. Yeah. And all of a sudden,
this fiscal year.
This week. Again, don't know what the fiscal year is.
Right. Neither do I, but it's how I refer to years. It makes people think you thought about it more.
Is it like a school year?
I'm not sure.
Or is it just the year?
Like a business year, but that even makes me no less saying.
It's probably a tax year, right? Like March to March? Or April or whatever? Maybe. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. See?
March to March is actually how paid protesters do their taxes. Shout out my boy Soros.
Who is funding this podcast.
Funding this podcast and some speakers.
DJ downstairs. By the way, I saw your show. The night that it was pouring rain.
Oh yeah.
And every like my phone was going off being like, please don't go outside.
Everyone's phones kept buzzing at the same time. Flood warning, flood warning, flood warning.
This is an emergency.
The venue was leaking.
It was cool though, and it was the funniest one-person show I've ever seen.
Thank you.
And I have friends who have one people's show that probably listen. And yours was the best. Sorry to everyone else. You've got to work on your one people shows. I think I
just so defensively didn't want it to be a one person show. And so I work out the chunks on stand-up shows and just force 10 minutes that had no jokes to have jokes to like keep doing it. And it's probably like 10 or 15 minutes different since that show at the Elysian. But that was a very fun. I remember distinctly hearing the dripping at some point in the show, and like it was very funny. And yeah, it was horrific flooding.
But I forgot all about the rain in the show.
Oh.
Transcendent. Truly. If any of you have a chance to see Kyle's show, it's so funny.
Thank you.
And moving and good. And
thank you. Netflix said no.
That blows my mind.
They reached out about it. I asked about this is a stupid conversation. And then you're like any sort of pushback in a financial direction away from them just saying no. And
right. I think they made a huge mistake.
Okay, I could just do a door deal instead of whatever this weird situation is where I do my show when there's the most competition ever. I could just do it the next week when there's no other shows on a Tuesday.
Sure.
Anyways.
But I think your show should be on Netflix because I was like, Hannah Gadsby who, honestly.
It has been really fun. I was just at Sketchfest again doing the show, and that was really fun at the Lost Church, which I'd never been to, and that was really great. And it is how it has evolved and tried to stay funny. The show doesn't have an ending because it's not like I die or am healed or anything. So it's just sort of like catches up to my regular life. So it's always changing a little bit for wherever my regular life is at.
I guess I got to see it again.
It's been fun. It's weird in comedy to stop swimming upstream, which felt like what I was doing for so long was like, I'm a stand-up, doing stand-up. I'll try doing stand-up about this serious thing. And people are like, oh, one person show. You're like, no, it's an hour of comedy. It's a stand-up. And eventually just to be like, what is this? Who cares? Why am I so worried about this? I know a bunch of people who do stand-up who don't have any jokes in their stand-up. Right. And I'm like all of a sudden concerned about this. And it's just been really easy to just be like, yeah, this is what this is, and just sort of like let yourself float downstream with it.
I love that. I would love to stop swimming up the stream at some point.
Yeah. Even half the people who swim upstream, you get caught by a bear.
Yeah.
The salmon metaphor is what I'm still rolling with. Yeah.
How sad is that for salmon?
I mean, it's got to be embarrassing. Oh, I put in the bear in embarrassing, I suppose. If you are able to swim upstream, the example of working hard, and then just something that was born larger kills you. What a good metaphor this is. The more you even break into it, where it's like, doesn't matter what you do, you might just get pawed out of the stream by something that happened to have a genetic advantage.
How bitter must they be?
Yeah. Well, it depends on how you cook them. Salmon's what I had for lunch, so I'm ready to come in hot with salmon takes. Yeah.
I had a burrito, bean and cheese. Might start farting in 10 minutes or so.
That's okay. It'd be DJ upstairs.
I'm a silent usually, or I do like a one pop, like a little like.
Don't they call that one soda out here?
What's up?
Instead of pop? It's a terrible pun about soda and pop. If you fart in Texas, it's just called a Dr. Pepper. I don't know the regional soda things.
I don't either.
Coke. Dr. Pepper's huge in Texas. Everyone said pop when I was growing up, and they've sort of stopped at some point in Missouri, and now I think everyone says soda.
Pop has never been a part of my life.
That's great.
Soda has.
Yeah.
Wasn't allowed to drink soda growing up.
Really? What's the first time you had it?
Probably like in college. I mean, with whiskey or something.
What an awakening.
I just don't like it that much.
Yeah, it's if you've never had it, I imagine it's like drinking cough syrup.
And can I say something else? Never had a cavity.
Oh yeah, I mean that can't be related. If sugar's bad for your teeth, then I'm here to learn that now.
Well, I don't know. I did always have milkshakes, but I have this theory too about why I've never had a cavity, which is when I eat, I'll like take a sip of water and hold the water in my mouth, which is not very like good manners and doesn't look very good, but I'm always swooshing.
So you're kind of like doing a water mouthwash rinse every time you have a bite of food?
Every time I drink, yeah.
Do you floss?
I don't floss. I don't know how to drink. I'm not functional enough to floss, but I'll work on that. I don't know how to drink like you just take a drink and it goes to the back of your throat and you swallow it. Mm-hmm. Like I have to hold it in my mouth first and then I can figure out how to swallow it.
Have you ever talked to anyone about this before?
No.
This is interesting. I wonder how many things everyone has like this that they don't realize they're the one who does. Now I'm wondering how I drink, and I'm worried to do it because it's like now that I'm aware of it, I won't do it naturally. I'll be forcing a different method of drinking.
Well, if you get thirsty in this podcast, I'll take a look.
Never have.
And I won't you won't notice that I'm looking.
Yeah.
But I'll try to.
I'll probably gonna choke the next time that I try and drink. Now that I'm this aware of it, I'll just start throwing up everywhere. I'll be like, no, I do that every time.
Yeah, you have to remember to not breathe when you drink. Like, you can't inhale at the same time you drink.
I'm just gonna, okay. I didn't swish it around. It would be bizarre if I started swishing coffee around, I suppose. But
I do that all the time.
Really?
I get a nice little stain going on the teeth. Yeah, no, I know I should floss.
Oh, no. I got into it and nothing changed in my life in any capacity. I even went back to the same dentist and they were like, you really need to floss. And I'm like, I have been with the floss you recommended a year ago. And I've been doing it. I do it all the time and there's been no changes. That's good to know.
I found a dentist that doesn't say anything to me.
Yeah.
And I keep going back to him because he just says, good job.
That's great.
And it's like a free clinic. So I think he's just like, look, these poor people don't need any more shame.
Just a numbers guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have to go. This is not to back to the pain. I get to get knocked out to get dental work done just because the pain from I can't do needles and people can't touch my face while I'm awake. Like even like the wind hurts. So when people are touching my face up, so they love me at the dentist because I'm spending thousands of dollars to get knocked out so they can do anything. And then if you're knocked out, that's their dream. You know what I mean? They don't have to worry about one-sided small talk or like keeping up with you or whatever. And then they can tell you anything they want and then you forget it.
I don't know. I think they like to talk to you with all that shit in your mouth.
Probably. Like a power
They
move.
Like that. It's totally like their kink.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't answer. I look like and you're just like asking me how my day's going.
They can tell you. They like to like talk about comedy with me all the time when I'm awake and you can't do anything, or when I'm loopy on getting ready for the anesthesia to like kick in and everything, and I'm sort of like all this, and they're like, I have some joke. If someone says like I have some joke, I'm just gonna pass out anyways. Let alone if I have anesthesia. But if someone's like I have a thing you can put in your act, I'm just like, I'm sorry, I'm passing out right now in the chair. But they do like to. I just couldn't keep up that much small talk all day. Let alone with like three people.
I'm good at small talk.
Oh yeah,
I'm good at that shit. It's just like, how's the weather?
Yeah.
How I'm on the phone.
Oh, okay. I was like we could talk about it here. It's the same. We're at the same place.
What do you think about the weather today, actually?
It's windy.
Yeah? Any more thoughts on that?
No. I mean, it's the same every day with little changes, but it's windy.
Do you get allergies?
I don't know. I have a hard time.
You probably don't if you don't know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I have a hard time knowing what is and isn't associated with the nerve disease in my head. So sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm feeling a little stuffed up. I wonder if that's allergies or if the compression of a nerve in my head is compressed differently.
Oh, do you sneeze?
I have before. Let me check my iCal. I don't remember the last time I sneezed. Wow. I'm due, I guess.
I don't know if you sneeze very much.
I love sneezing. It hurts so bad, but I love the feeling after you do it. But it does hurt to sneeze. I can't think of it. I didn't feel anything. I was outside all morning, and I didn't feel anything different with the wind today. It's so gusty and windy. It's like 40-mile-an-hour gusts everywhere. And
it's super windy. Mm-hmm. And you played tennis today.
I played tennis
which, by the way, I really respect. And because you're not one of these guys out here, oh, I play pickleball, disgusting.
Yeah, there's I'm about a year and a half into tennis, and I've been going at it really hard. For a while, it was like 5 times a week.
Hard on tennis.
like 5 times for a week for 2 or 3 hours each time.
Impressive.
And it is, you're being beckoned into the pickleball tennis beef the entire time. I don't care about pickleball. I do care vastly about that if it exists. Yeah, that actually only existed on one island, which the owner is no longer there. That's when the balls are in or out, and the pickleball situation. The only thing that really frustrates me about, because I think it's nice that people are outside and moving in any capacity, and it's nice that people use public parks, but the noise is so annoying. You were talking about like Karening about music a little bit in the apartment area. If I lived by a place, if I lived by an apartment complex and they built a pickleball court, I'd be like, no.
Well, no, see, this is part of my problem with pickleball. Not only is it like have to do with like the decline of society, that's like You can't even play tennis. Like you can't even, you know what I mean? And it's just like think. And I don't know if you've ever played, but like sensory wise, it's such a like.
It sounds like a metronome salesman is falling if you're near like a pickleball court.
And it's so just like it's such a like when you play tennis and it hits the what do you call it?
The sweet spot?
The sweet spot of the rack when you're hitting
racket.
The rackets.
You thought that was the phrase? When you rack it,
Oh wait, so racket's not a verb? Watch out, I'm about to rack
that's
it.
Just that's putting a weight back at a gym.
But yeah, you hit the sweet spot and you rack it, and it just like there's a buoyancy and a bloom.
Yeah, it's gratifying.
It's very gratifying. When you hit a pickleball, it just feels like your dopamine just drops off.
Yeah, it always feels like you're dropping your phone.
Yeah, it's not a good feeling. I don't know why people like it. The noise is annoying.
The noise is really what did me in. If you movement and stuff might be a limitation for some folks, so it's nice to be out and doing that. The seriousness with which I have seen fights begin at a pickleball court. If you're playing pickleball and you're about to get in a fight about it, you should have to say the word pickleball aloud a bunch and then see if it's still a fight and see if you still should be fighting at Cucumber the sport.
See, this is my issue with it, because it's not like I'm like, oh, it can't be fun to play pickleball, or oh, like if you're elderly or have movement issues, I'm totally for that. If you're a completely able-bodied, young, like especially like these men that get all macho about it, because
right.
My mom plays sometimes. She's almost 70.
Yeah, she's a dinker.
She would hate that I said that, but
I'm trying to get that going as a slur for pickleball players. Because they call it dinking.
Ew.
Yeah, no, it doesn't sound great. Sorry.
Oh, I learn something horrible every day. But anyway,
I think that's the shot is like a dink.
So my mom is, really physically fit. She's a yoga instructor, and she likes pickleball. To me, that's like really appropriate.
Sure.
But she played in her town, and then they wouldn't let her play because it was all men, and they're like, I don't like to have women play or what. Like they told her that.
That's like insane
all
to me.
These, I mean, and they're probably like older too, like 50s, 60s,
yeah.
but like macho, like they're like, we're like fucking studs out here playing pickleball.
You want to be like, hey, you're doing the sport the 70-year-old woman also does.
Yeah, and she honestly would kick their. My mom is so competitive, dude.
Yeah.
Do not get in my mom's way. And she used to play tennis like in college and stuff. She likes to say she'd go pro if she didn't have kids, but I put the math together, and she stopped playing for 10 years before she had
Yeah, but
us,
does she have kids at 13? Because that's about when kids start being on the pathway to be a professional tennis player.
I think she stopped playing around college and then had us when she was like 30. So I don't know. Maybe she was.
It'd be a time to really turn it up and go pro. If LeBron James was just deciding to join the NBA this year,
I know.
He's like, I think I'll give it a go.
I kind of want to have kids though, because I do think that is a good excuse. Like no one's like, and I would totally put everything.
Yeah.
I'd put everything on them too.
Yeah, the neighbor would have been so quiet downstairs if you had
my
kids.
Baby, you're gonna wake up my baby.
Just say you have a baby.
I know.
Just say, and then if they're like something, you could just be like, oh, it died. Like you could just like say something happened, like, and make them feel bad twice.
But I'd have to just like cry sometimes, so I or like play on the stereo, just like.
Yeah, with this beat.
By the way, my downstairs neighbor, DJ downstairs, who maybe I think it's too quiet for the audience to hear it now, but there's a good beat going. But she bangs on this wall because this guy, he coughs a lot. I think I already talked about this. I have dementia.
Not on here though. We were just talking about it before the podcast. That is, I like purposefully being real. Like if I had a motorcycle that I started every morning and it was like a Harley, and I started it and woke up everyone, and then I went and screamed at someone because they rolled their automatic windows down at 6 p.m. and that was too loud. You'd be like, hey, can you do the windows further from the homes, please?
And it's not like he can like stop coughing.
Right. That is true. The coward.
Stop coughing.
Grow a little bit. Stop coughing. What? Yeah, I did play tennis this morning. I really, really enjoyed playing tennis. I like. It's a bratty sport, which is funny to come into. I started playing when I was like 36. I wish.
Do it.
I started playing at 36. I'm 37 now, but a lot of the people I play with played in high school, stopped for 10 years, and now are like 31 or 32 playing again. And it's just such a like. You meet a lot of wonderful people. This is painting with a wide brush. Tennis is kind of a rich little kid brat sport, especially in Southern California.
Sure.
So a lot of the kids are like, I grew up in Irvine and I played on blah, blah, blah. And I've played people who've like thrown their rackets and stuff. But it is.
Congrats on making someone throw their racket,
it's so fun.
by the way.
If
someone
you
threw
look
their
like,
racket while I was playing with them, I'd be so stoked.
If you are, what do the kids call it? Rage baiting? That's what I like. I will drop shot, long shot, drop shot. If you like are weird, I'm going to make you run. I will just to be, even if you're way better, it's gratifying and it is really fun. And there's nothing better than hitting a clean tennis shot.
If we ever play, please don't make me run. Can I tell you what keeps me from playing tennis in most sports is I do not want to have to go get the ball.
Oh, sure.
I find going and getting the ball to be so humiliating, so exhausting.
I have a little, they call it a hopper of like 75 or 100 in my car. So when I'm playing with like Bailey or someone, we'll just kind of lug them out. So we only have to pick them up like once the entire hour and a half. And then you just sort of hit them all back towards the hopper and pick them up.
I always play with my brothers and then we have like 3 balls with us.
Yeah.
And it's always like, ugh.
There's some Karen-y energy around it, which I think is involved in the barrier for entry generally being, it's either like super cool, very relatable people or like country club kids. It feels like, but you're not supposed to on some courts have more than 6 tennis balls. And I've seen people police other people for having 8.
Wow.
And they're like, it's just too many. It could become a hazard. And like, what? How? There's nothing about knives on the sign. Do you know what I mean? Like the hazard level could be, it is so, but it's been a fun thing to get into. And I like getting into new little worlds and seeing they're just as deep as comedy. They're just, there's this much weird stuff going on.
I do want to push the skirt thing for you.
I think that could be fun. It would have to have a, like a lining, like a.
They all do.
Like, because some of my shorts have like a compression short type of thing underneath. Yeah, of course. I guess they all do. That'd be crazy if they didn't.
Yeah. That'd be Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah, that is some sort of like fan fiction.
The other day I saw a calendar that said Weather Gone Wild.
Was it WHETHER where you just debate if they did or did not go wild?
Whether she went wild, will she not?
From whence
wild?
she wild.
I always loved how it was just like they showed their tits.
Oh, Girls Gone Wild? Yeah, that was.
Isn't that all that happened?
I mean, I never saw one outside of the infomercials.
Right, that's true.
For them,
Same.
but I do remember watching Comedy Central. I would stay up and watch Insomniac with Dave Attell. And then you would hear their ads would come on, and it would just be like a warning. And then it was just like girls flashing with like a black bar covering half the screen. But I never saw anything outside of that. I do think the Girls Gone Wild creator is in jail. I actually think that's, I'm not even just like assuming. I really think I've seen something at some point about him because whether it was like, it was just illegal in some capacity. I don't want to just guess what it is, but whether it was age or consent or paperwork, whatever legal, I do think he's in jail or was in jail.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, was he paying these girls that have gone wild?
That's what I don't know, and I don't want to speak out of turn. But
Sure.
there's something I think he went to jail. I think him and the Slap Chop guy both went to jail at some capacity.
Who?
Do you remember the Slap Chop from the infomercial guy where he's like, he sells the slap chops?
Slap chops?
Slap Chop. It's like a thing where you just, if I can't just keep saying Slap Chop. I need more information. Otherwise, I'm saying it so often.
Slap chop.
Yeah. Some people know what this guy was an informer. He wasn't Billy Mays. He was like, if Billy Mays was, I don't know, like a piece of shit. And he, I don't know how to describe him, like a little more like a little methier than Coke. Billy Mays always gave off like Coke energy to me, like so hyped, you know? This guy's a little more methy, where it's like a little more strung out, hasn't slept in a while. Have you seen Breaking Bad?
I actually have not.
Okay, well
but I'm
then,
familiar that it's about meth.
yeah, that was going to reference a super specific character from one episode. It makes no sense. But the guy, the slap chop guy, looks like he might steal ATMs. That's like the energy I got from him.
Okay.
And he, at one point,
Slap chop.
it's like you put a vegetable under it and just hit the top, and it like is a rotating blade. You slap it and it chops. But he also went to jail for a while, and then I think just lost a congressional seat race, like a Republican primary in Texas. Am I right? I'm seeing a nod over here, something like that. And yeah. Anyways, slap chop guy. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Blew through all that money probably for his legal defense for, once again, I might be talking out of turn, biting a prostitute's tongue off. That is correct. And he had to go to jail for biting a prostitute's tongue off. And went to jail for that.
Was he having a seizure?
Oh, no.
Because what if you had a seizure and a prostitute's tongue was in your mouth?
I'm sure that would have been covered in the paperwork up top situation.
He might have not known he was having a seizure.
They should
look into this.
I would imagine sex workers would know how to deal with that situation.
I'm his lawyer.
You're the slap chop guy's lawyer. He was no Billy Mays, I'll tell you that much.
That's why
that seemed to tarnish his legacy.
That's why you got all those leather gags and stuff in case you have a seizure.
I think that
Here, bite down on this.
I was just imagining the leather gag thing started from just not wanting to hear what the other person had to say.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
And they're like, this is really working for both me and you, Senator. Like that sort of thing. I imagine they're talking about some sort of senator at that point. But
imagine if they forgot to take it out before they go into a speech. That'd be nice.
Like Ted Cruz just walks out to give some sort of speech. Lindsey Graham. I'm trying to picture who I think probably does that and is ashamed of it. Probably Lindsey Graham.
Hey, what's your take on Gavin Newsom?
I don't think anyone who's ever had a podcast with their name on it should hold any office. That includes both of us.
I withdraw my. By the way, I want to talk about your podcast too. After, after your Gavin Newsom take.
Earnestly, I am exhausted of him, but now feels like the time, and this is what, March. Now feels like the time to be pushing for the best possible candidate you can possibly push for. Now does not feel like the time to just be like, yeah, well, probably this guy now, and so let's all get behind him now. Now feels like hate him as much as you can now to try and force him or to either become someone else who's a candidate for Democrats or adjust. I as someone who lives in California, I'm constantly exhausted over his minimizing of marginalized people as something that we don't really need to be focusing on as a party or these large things. And I do find it he there's the cough. He seems to not have the bandwidth to fully figure out his stance on whether trans people exist.
Sure.
But he fully has the bandwidth to entertain Ben Shapiro for 8 hours a week.
Sure.
And I'm just like, well, you found the time for something that is pointless, so why not find the time for something that is? So just this sort of we need to pull the right further is an exhausting thing that I'm very over.
I saw him on one of these guys, Ben Shapiro or Alex Jones.
I like not knowing which of them is which.
I really don't. And but he was saying something about pronouns, and he was saying I can't. We need to get off of that's a little too far, and I'm like. I still don't understand that kind of take because I'm like, is that not the easiest thing in the whole world?
Yeah.
Is that, we're talking about short words too.
Yeah.
They're some of the shortest words that exist.
Oh, I've learned dozens of 2-syllable names. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people's
Mine
names.
Mine has three syllables.
Right. I learned
name?
that. Yeah. Jessa. And so I do not. Gavin Newsom, the person, is such a perfect encompassment of the idea of the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
On a national scale, that it feels like a prank, where they're just next turning someone again. Isn't it hilarious? I do think him shitting on Trump, how Trump talks, is a sound strategy for that. And I think that but I'm like, that's whatever. Just talk back at him. how in the way that, but he feels like a late night monologue over, like television show monologue over and over and over again. It feels just so bizarre. I really hope everyone takes as much time and energy as they can to now is the time, I think, to be as critical of him as possible and want anyone else as much as possible. Maybe not anyone else, but like now is the time to find the best candidate, not try and all get behind who we think it'll probably be.
See, I'm for Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
There might become a point where I gotta be like, fucking, I guess it's, I will not be for him until he's all there is.
Yeah, and then I really hope that doesn't happen, because I do want a beautiful, just world full of laughter and joy.
And I do hate that he has a
streams.
podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for us,
I think commercials and podcasts should be unfamous people who are talented and have a good idea. I hate famous actors in commercials. Go home. That's not where you're supposed to be. And podcasts, stop. You already were on the TV show. You don't have to tell us what happens. It's
agree.
cheating to get stuff from us twice for this.
I agree.
Please give us one last medium. You're already phoning it in on everything else all the time.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Let us have this.
Please. We had to figure out what RSS feeds were.
Mm-hmm.
We're out here on Linksys or whatever it's called.
Exactly.
I don't remember what it is. And you're just, I'm so, the rich and the famous people have now found ways to make 80% the money by phoning it in 90% of the way.
Agree with you. Hey, you're not going to see me arguing.
I'll go on any of those shows, by the way.
Here's what I propose to the Democrats. Well, or to all of us. Maybe they're like, okay, he's the best one to beat Trump because he's tall and his teeth are so white that they'll blind him or whatever. But I'm like, have you read The Hunger Games? Or watch the movie?
Yeah.
Movies where it's like they have their revolutionary like leader who's going to take down President Snow or whatever.
Yeah.
But she's corrupt. So it's like, let her take him down and then shoot her with an arrow.
And then kill her.
Yeah.
If Gavin Newsom scheduled his own assassination, I would get behind him now. If he was like, oh, and by the way, the day I win, someone can shoot me on television, I'd be like, oh, I gotta vote for at least to see the spectacle. But I am just so exhausted of it all already, and it feels like you feel a lot of guilt, feeling exhaustion of the entire thing. But you look at like other people, and you're like, why can't it just be someone with ideas that help a lot of people?
Right.
Why can't someone just have ideas that seem to be helping a lot of people? New York is the safest it's been ever right now.
Yeah.
They're like all these stats come out. Everything seems to be working. People's tax dollars went to paying those people to help clean the city up. Why can't we just have like all it needs to me is like a good message that helps the populace as a whole, and people will get behind that. And why can't we just have that?
I agree with you. You know what I think Mondani should do next? Because you're referring to how he had everyone shoveling.
What if I was totally talking about Eric Adams? I forgot who the guy is now, but I meant when Eric Adams was mayor in 2022.
Yeah. He had everyone shovel. It's like, oh, you can come down, get a shovel. We'll pay you $30 an hour. Mm-hmm. And a bunch of people did that. I think that they need to do that with the rats.
In New York?
Yeah. You get paid a certain amount for rat corpses you bring in.
Oh, like a per bonk? Mm-hmm. That's what I figure. They use the same shovels.
So
the
you
snow
you
shovels
show
for the
up
same
to your
thing.
local fire station. They give you a comical mallet.
Yes. Or want to repurpose one of the shovels just to save some money or something like that. See, that would get Staten Island up and going.
I agree.
You could bonk a rat.
Yeah. We need some more rat bonking. Can I tell you that I feel really sad about rats? I feel sad because I think that they're special animals, but they're vermin and they cause disease.
We did this to them.
I know exactly, right? I also get super sad about this. Is all part of like my specific mental illness. Is that I'll just like look at pigeons and start crying.
They adapted to the human world and now it's their flaw to us.
Sure. And we're like so disgusting. And it's like, they're disgusting. They're in your trash. Buster.
Yeah, I mean, I love pigeons. I think they're very funny. And
Sorry, I don't usually say Buster.
No, that's okay. That's a specific person you're talking about. But Buster Keaton does not sort his recyclables out, so it's too hard to pantomime a whole new bin. Yeah, I mean, these are animals that we did this to and then got mad at, which we do to a lot.
Sure. And I just say bonk them, put them out of their misery. Bonk them quick, bonk them hard.
Great. This is actually describing pickleball tactics as well.
No.
Oh, yeah. You can't bonk above the waist or it's their point. I don't know any of the rules.
The people
of
New York take to the streets with their pickleball
What
racks.
would be LA's snow shovel $30 an hour hiring event?
Good question.
Finish building that train to the airport. Just hire anyone off the street to finish their 7 years into building 2 miles of track to get a train all the way to the airport. Just let us build it.
Why is it so hard to have trains in this country?
I just yesterday, for the first time ever, watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I'd never seen it. Have you seen
I know,
Who
that's
Framed Roger Rabbit?
upsetting. Yeah, you're talking about all the trolleys and everything.
Yeah, and the plot of the movie being they're trying to build a freeway. It's
Yeah.
the bad guy's plot.
Oh, I forgot about that.
What a great movie. I mean, I was in love with it the entire time. It made me feel sad for a lot of reasons.
It really brought Disney back from the brink.
It was so good. It made me feel sad because it was crazy to watch something that looked like everyone enjoyed making. Mm-hmm. And I was like, the last time I felt that way was watching Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, that one's really cool.
And then the first article I read afterwards was about how all their employees were like abused.
Oh,
and I was like, oh, it showed.
Yeah.
It ruled.
Yeah.
It's like the kids who made my iPhone did a good job. You can't say that. And then Roger Rabbit, it seemed like everyone loved making it. It was really good. And then the kind of jokes being about detransiting of Los Angeles as a whole, and the trolley cars and all this stuff all being taken off. You're just like, it would have been nice.
It would have been nice because trolleys are so cute.
They're cute. They're fun. I like riding the San Francisco one.
I know. It's so fun when you're in San Francisco and you've got a show and you just hop on a trolley.
Yeah.
So romantic.
Kansas City has a new streetcar that's only a couple years old that people take everywhere, and the businesses along it. People are like, let's go to every business on the streetcar. They're like, that's what people do, is they spend the time doing that. And I'm like, well, how nice would it be if you could just do that, what you needed to do that day via that?
And even have you ever been to any of the cyclovia events? Mm-mm. It's like they close down a portion of city streets and then everyone just bikes along.
Is that where they closed the 134 at once to do it for like one full exit of the highway? It might be the same thing.
That's cool, but I don't know. I just do it when it's in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
The last time they did it was Melrose, and it was weird because it was like sponsored by Stranger Things. So there was all these Demogorgons biking around. It was crazy.
You know, when Stranger Things started, that was so long ago, there was just good transit in Los Angeles. That show is just old enough that in the first season, you can see the kids taking the trolley car everywhere.
I know. I would love a trolley. I don't know how we got so far away from like nice ways to live.
Oh, 6 guys needed boats.
Sure.
There were 6 guys who just didn't, and they had boats already, but they just needed a different one. So 6 guys needed a different boat, so there's no more trains. One is Jimmy Goodyear. I don't know what the guy's first name is, or Rick Firestone. I know it's something the tiring rubber lobby really, really promoted all the roads being built in Los Angeles and getting rid of all the transit. And there's those guys everywhere.
You know what I watched last night was Marie Antoinette, Sofia Coppola. Mm-hmm. And it's all like...
Great poster.
It's a really beautiful movie, and... you know, it's kind of like, oh, Marie Antoinette like loved beautiful things, and she liked having this like peaceful, beautiful, fashionable life. And then it's like, and then they just killed her, which, you know, to be fair, like it was like, right, the American Revolution or whatever that really bankrupted France. And that's like part of it. But I felt like that movie, I'm like, what's kind of the goal of this movie? Is it like to be like, don't hurt the pretty rich people.
Oh, like what's its point of view?
Yeah.
I think they wanted to win an Oscar for best costumes.
It was good.
And they started at that and worked backwards.
It was good for
Who
that.
is Marie Antoinette? Is it Kirsten Dunst? Am I making that up? It is Kirsten Dunst. I have seen that then.
And Jason Schwartzman is the king.
Yeah. That's crazy. Those are also who I'd cast if the movie was a comedy.
Yeah.
to do the exact same thing.
Jason Schwartzman's pretty funny in it.
Yeah.
Like, he's kind of awkward. She's like, oh, I heard you like making, or she goes, you make locks and keys or whatever. And he's like, yes. And she's like, and you enjoy that? And he goes, obviously. And that's great.
Where has he been?
Not sure.
I think he's waiting for like Wes Anderson to make a movie or something. I think there's like 35 actors waiting for Wes Anderson to make a movie, to be fair, at any given point so they can stand in the middle of a frame.
Jason Schwartzman was he in that movie with about the billionaire tech people called like Mountainhead or something?
I'm not sure.
God, that movie was freaking depressing. Anyway, speaking of movies, I do want to talk about your podcast.
Wait, with Steve Carell?
Yeah, wasn't he in that?
I totally forgot what you were talking about until right now, and so I thought I would derail everything that's happening just so I can remember the guy from The Office's name. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Jason Schwartzman was in that movie.
Yeah. So he's working.
Yeah.
That movie really, really depressed me.
It's probably the point, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was like billionaires that like have this AI program that destabilizes the whole world, and then they like make a play for like controlling everything somehow.
Yeah, we have to acknowledge the music has switched, incredibly switched from like house DJing music to do
DJ downstairs.
No, what is this song?
When the night is cold.
Yeah. What song is it? What's
and
the name
the
of the song?
land is near. And
45.
the moon will shine. Thank you.
Anyways, it's just such an incredible turn.
Yeah.
I hope
she's a good DJ.
You should get back at them by doing this volume with podcasts. Just really, really loudly listen to Mark Maron trying to get Louis to apologize every day.
Did he do that?
I don't remember. I know he was on some episode of his show, but I don't know where we're at with Louis when that came out. I can't keep up with the pod beef.
Where are we at with Louis?
I mean, he's just around.
The last I heard of him, he was doing the Riyadh Festival.
You didn't. He really got away with releasing a Woody Allen movie that he made, and no one got. That was all just sort of came out. I think it was, what was it called? Like Teen Date.
It's called I Love You, Daddy.
Even worse than my joke title.
I bought Megan Keister's last album. She sells on a thumb drive, and it has a keychain that says I'd rather be bottoming for Peter Thiel, and she included I Love You, Daddy on the thumb drive,
like the movie.
Yeah. And you should get it. That is
so funny.
She's got so much, and I started watching it, and I was like, oh, this is bad. I didn't watch very much of it because my like thumb drive connection was bad or whatever. But but I was like,
I'm all in on Louis, but my USB-C drive has a glitch.
Well, I would watch it a little further just to see like what the deal is with the movie. But I was like, man, we were all kind of like under Louis' spell a little bit for a while.
Yeah, but that came out when at like peak of him being gone. And then he's
really?
like, I'm back by like releasing a black and white Woody Allen movie I made.
Oh, okay. I guess I don't really know the timeline.
It was like 2021 or something like that. Yeah, I don't really know. All time is the same, and it's been however many years since then. Anyways.
Crazy to not be Woody Allen and make a Woody Allen movie.
I know. Wouldn't he, Allen? That was what I'd call Louis.
Okay, here's the reason I want to talk.
Cut that. When I conjugate Annie Hall.
Keep it.
You know, Annie Hall put together is just Arntle. That conjugation makes way less sense. Manhunt. I'm just going to conjugate all of Woody Allen's work now.
Wait, what was that?
That'd be
one?
Manhattan conjugated into one.
Manhattan's the worst one.
It is it is an SNL sketch of Woody Allen's work. He's like, yeah, I'm dating a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Or she's like 15 or something. It's yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I think she's 17. And she's just hanging out with all his friends, and they're like...
Yeah, it's crazy. You don't have a lot in common. Seinfeld saw that and got into comedy.
I was having a life crisis this week because I was like, oh, I just feel like my life and I'm like too boring to do comedy now. Like I don't really... I'm so... My thoughts in my head are like, wow, it's kind of chilly. Like I should have some coffee. Like it's all so boring up here. But occasionally I'm like, it's the end of the world. But then it just moves on. And I was talking to my friend and I was upset. And I was like, I feel too boring to be a stand-up comic. And she was like, One of the most famous comedians is Jerry Seinfeld.
Potentially the most boring person in
He's
the world.
so boring.
Yeah.
So that made me feel like a lot better. Like, he's pretty fucking boring.
I mean,
and you have to be boring to want to date like a 19-year-old or whatever.
Yeah, what do you talk about with someone that age? But especially before the internet. Ever. What do you like? You have nothing in common. You have to be so surface level nothing. And also probably a pedophile who knows legal stuff.
What's with all of this?
What is the deal with that? What's the deal? She's not 9 teens. What's the deal with your girlfriend's gym membership? You need to co-sign for her car rental. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't want to have a person who's old enough to rent a car because I don't know, like, that it's so much money to rent a car.
Yeah.
So you actually save so much money by dating young. And that's why I do it, is because I actually don't believe in car rentals.
Sure. I mean, you're spending that money elsewhere, like when you have to buy her cigs because she can't afford, she's not old enough to get them on her own.
I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it.
No, he's a pedophile, probably.
You're right. But like,
he's just a super rich guy who's fucked up.
Here's my question: why so many?
Yeah,
it seems like a lot. Like,
probably some sort of sociopathy involved with what you have to do to get to that level of money. Also, meaning a part of your brain that like dehumanizes people as a whole and makes you think you're in charge of them or something.
Okay, so you think power? I was thinking, like, is there something in the water?
Like a power dynamic. Oh yeah, that's why New York's bagels are so much better.
Is it plastic? But that's why they're all pedophiles.
Yeah, it's probably like a power thing.
Yeah, the bagels are good, but you're all pedophiles.
It makes you wonder because I don't think if everyone had the same amount of money, I don't think everyone would become a pedophile. I think there's like a sociopath, and I'm dumb. The sociopathy involved with what you have to do to become such an elite level of wealth.
I think you're right.
Every billionaire, Bill Gates seemed so normal for a billionaire. No, turns out he's a pedophile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a pedophile. Everyone's like, yeah, he's giving his money away. It's like, but he still went to his wife divorced him because he's a pedophile. Stephen Hawking's.
You couldn't make a Marie Antoinette movie of today's rich people that we want to storm their gates and have it be a costume Oscar-winning movie.
No, it would also have to be one of those Tarantino movies with an alternate ending, where he like rewrites it in a way that is actually good for society, because we haven't stormed and killed them.
I know. Why not? I think we're like kind of like. I think there's too much good TV.
Yeah, that we.
That's what stops me.
There's definitely apathy that is also part of our bandwidth is spread so thin, just surviving. Man, it'd be tight if we killed him though.
I've never killed anybody before.
No, I haven't either. I don't think. Almost like certain. You can't say who knows for sure.
Yeah,
maybe you cut someone off in
out
traffic at some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe just the way you took someone's
if you
parking
killed
spot
someone,
really
you might not remember.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to like suppress that to
That's
keep
true.
living, maybe.
That is true.
But I do think like guillotines, I could see why they use that, because I do think they're really funny. Like,
oh my gosh, yes, they're
very funny. Like hanging, there's like there's an antique arcade game in San Francisco that they have, like one called the French Execution and one called the English Execution, and so you put a quarter in, and it's amazing. The curtains open, and the guillotine drops, and this guy's head falls off.
Great.
And it's so funny.
Yeah.
Because it happens so fast and the head flings so far. The English one, the hanging, that's just dark.
I think that I don't know if we could really get into the nooses again if we have a revolution, simply because I'm not sure whom I trust in this generation to tie a proper knot. But I do
can't
think,
even tie knots.
No, I know. What is this? A stick shift?
Also, this country's such a dark history with that shit.
Yeah, I think we got to bring the guillotines back.
We bring the guillotines.
I like hearing about how sometimes the guillotines would get dull from them using them too frequently, and they'd drop them twice on some of the rich people because the first time it wouldn't go all the way through. And I'm like, that's actually a fun fact.
That is a fun fact. But, you know, after watching Marie Antoinette, I do feel bad for her because she had such nice outfits, you know?
Oh, true.
So, and she liked gardening and stuff. I don't think we should kill anyone that likes to garden.
Applicable skill.
I think that Martha Stewart, we spare her. She's got skills.
Is she a billionaire?
She is.
Really? Wow. She could maybe be there's got to be like a line where if you have this much or less, and we just have to pick a person, and she could be that person. Where you're like, this is if you have less than this, you live type of situation. And we just pick someone who has done what we believe to be the most ethically. I find her insider trading to be more ethical than almost every way anyone else became a billionaire.
It really wasn't even that insidery trading.
I think it's insider trading sounds like traveling in basketball. You could call it whenever you wanted, and they just sort of decide to.
I fully feel that in her case, going after her was like fully misogynist.
Is it crazy that she went to jail and also Elizabeth Holmes went to jail for like running a scam tech business, and then no men have gone to jail for the same, there's a billion people doing the same things?
What about the Firefest guy?
Did he go to jail?
He might have.
I don't know much about Firefest.
It's so interesting though, because it is just like you failed and that's why you have to go to jail.
Yeah.
Because if you watch like all these documentaries of like, even like Walt Disney being like, I'm going to make Disneyland. It's like everyone was like, you can't do this. Like there's not enough money. This isn't going to work. It was like a shit show.
Yeah.
But it like came together. So, but you know, I guess like the Firefest guy and Elizabeth Holmes, they weren't listening to anybody or they didn't have the right. But it is just kind of like in this country with capitalism, it's like you're told like take huge risks, listen to your inner voice, like fucking go. You know what I mean?
Kind of, it's not cheating if you get away with it type of energy.
Yeah, but they just couldn't do it. So they're criminals. I don't know. But anyway, I support Martha Stewart. I do want like maybe some sort of like Hunger Games-esque reality show with all the billionaires. I think that might be more fun than the guillotines.
Yeah.
Because you could like have them on an island. It could be Epstein's island.
Sure, it's free.
And I mostly want to do this because I think Martha Stewart would do really well.
The problem is if we did it on Epstein's island, the billionaires I hate would know the best hiding spots.
That's true.
Martha Stewart would be like unfamiliar with the territory.
You're right.
And like Elon Musk would be like, I know the place you can hide out completely. Like
Not
the bunker
Elon
of bunkers
Musk.
of bunkers.
Elon Musk wasn't allowed.
Oh my God, that's right. That's actually the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to anyone in history. Was being like too cringe to be a pedophile.
If I was Elon Musk, I'd be so embarrassed I would just blow up the planet.
It's the most embarrassing thing that I've probably ever seen in my entire life. Was
hey,
just
hey guys, I'm coming to the island.
Hey, can you handle this and tell him he's not allowed? Sorry, you're not allowed. We need chill people like Stephen Hawking's here.
I'm really cool.
He's like, if he starts talking too much, it's easier to curb. Actually, a curb would solve all the problems.
No curbs on the island,
I'm
probably.
like, I would love that.
How developed is that island?
Who would win in a fight between all billionaires? Like they don't get any of their resources.
Martha Stewart.
Hunger Games. Maybe Martha Stewart. Definitely
Yeah.
Martha Stewart.
She was
But I don't know if she was ever
knitting in prison. And,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm wondering, like
She was in
LeBron
prison
James
and
is
she's
probably
like,
a billionaire.
This is how you make a good shawl.
Yeah, LeBron James might win, but he feels like
He's a
a soft
billionaire.
dad. You know, he's like very like a kind of like a cringe millennial father.
I don't know much about LeBron James.
He's a basketball player.
Oh, that I know.
Okay.
That I got. But beyond that.
He's like a very like earnest sort of wine mom is like his energy.
Okay.
Like live, laugh, love is very much his energy. But I'm thinking like if all billionaires got in a fight, I don't know. I feel like he's one of the younger ones and probably one of the most best physical shape.
Elon Musk could run into people with his weird tank chest.
I don't like how that's true. He's built like Gru.
He's... Yeah. I don't understand. Anyway, hope for the future. These kinds of thoughts, this
what
is
keeps
what
us going.
keeps me going. Well, I did. Okay, here's the reason I wanted to bring up your podcast.
Oh, yeah,
Never
so
seen
sorry.
it.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. Please listen to Never Seen It or watch
Yeah.
it on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's really fun. I bring it up because I think that I had what I consider to be the best moment of my life on your podcast.
Okay.
And it's that I did the the Rotten Tomatoes game.
Yes.
And it was the most excited I've ever been in my whole life.
Yeah, it is a movie podcast where comedians rewrite movies they've never seen, and we read that script. So it's like just writing whatever you figure it probably is or whatever you wish it was, and it's like a 5 or 6 page script. But then we also play movie games, and one of them involves combining Rotten Tomatoes score movies, and you got a perfect score. Or was it a 99? It was a perfect score. It was 100 out of 100. That is a great moment.
That was the most excited.
Which has only happened maybe 3 or 4 times in the 400 episodes.
That was the most excited I've ever been about anything. That was like the greatest. I chose 2 movies. Their scores had to be 100 or less.
Yeah.
I did The Blind Side, which was 65.
Yeah.
And then I did, what's that movie called with Adam Driver? I think it's called 65 or something.
Oh, I'm not sure.
He
I don't remember
chases
what it was.
dinosaurs or something.
Yeah.
And we looked it up, and that score was 35.
And it was a perfect movie.
And then I was like, I'm like a victor.
2 imperfect souls can create a perfect unity.
Wow, that's actually pretty beautiful. I've also been really enjoying your bad advice.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I've been posting these videos of like the worst advice people have given me for pain. I have so many because if people send me insane stuff, I screenshot it and put it in a folder just called like terrible advice. And I've just sort of there's a few of them in my show, but I'm kind of taking the rest of them and just reading them to people. And it's been pretty weird.
It's really
People
great.
are very odd. Yeah.
The last one I saw this morning, someone said, have you considered that it's just in your head?
Yeah. Someone just asked if it's in my head, and I'm like, it is in my head. And they're like, no, are you making it up? And I try and who's on first them, which is very fun.
I have some bad advice for you, which is, have you ever considered healing the crystal shard of Thra?
I started knowing the words less and less as the sentence went along.
Well, that's your problem.
I might have peaked at tried too in that sentence as far as words and how much I knew them, but by the end it was I didn't know what the last letter of any of the words were. Is Thra Thragh?
I guess you need to do your own Never Seen It on the Dark Crystal.
Oh, I have never seen The Dark Crystal. It is a Jim Henson movie, right? Mm-hmm. I have not seen that.
Love it.
I just saw Roger Rabbit. I'm way behind.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm big on the animations and the puppets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to lie.
I do like the practical puppet stuff.
When I did your thing, I did Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
But I think I knew too much about it.
Yeah, he's famous.
Yeah.
It was a big movie. Barbenheimer was like a big movie thing.
I still haven't seen Oppenheimer.
It's good. If you really want to watch a bunch of guys act pretty similarly, it's a really good movie for that.
They act really similarly?
Everyone's got pretty similar energy in it, and the energy is nuclear.
Really?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good. It's I mean, never has there been like, I think Oppenheimer is great. Like, I think it's really wonderful, and it's never is there a movie where it's more exactly what you think it's probably going to be than the movie Oppenheimer. It's really good acting, and everyone's, it's well made. If you could see it in a theater, it's good to watch really loud.
For explosions?
Yeah, I love big loud movies. Yeah. See, you know it. You know pretty much the whole movie. You're spoiling the ending right now.
That's free Foley for anybody that wants. Actually, anyone's allowed to use any noises from this podcast, whether it's DJ downstairs, coughing neighbor, or explosions.
Yeah, we might get flagged for copyright music use if they're too loud downstairs. I don't remember, someone was like putting... There was like, I don't know if it was Taylor Swift or someone was like playing Disney. There's like something about playing Disney music in the background of other videos so people can't post them because it gets flagged or something like this.
Interesting.
This is I started talking about a thing that I didn't know anything about. And then we ended up here.
But what else is podcasting
The sentence
for?
had to end. Yeah.
I think this is a good time to plug my supplements.
Plug them.
Vitamin C.
You're just selling some Flintstones vitamins you bought in too much in bulk. They're slightly above MSRP and a little old.
What happened to Flintstone vitamins?
Oh, they hit bedrock bottom, I think, as a company. It's hard to deliver them with Amazon trucks with no bottoms in them.
That's why millennials are doing so much better than the Gen Zs. We all took our Flintstones.
I once had to get like a, what's it called? Where go to the hospital and they make you throw up like an epitaph. It's not epitaph. That's a grave. But an epitaph,
When you
like
go
the
to the
medicine.
hospital and they make
It's crazy. I only know the name of
have
this
a
because of
grave.
an episode of Jackass. But they made me. I ate all the Flintstones vitamins because I like the taste, and I had to go to the hospital and they had to make me throw up.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I liked the taste too. I used to snack on them.
No, it's been like 5 years, but it was horrible.
Wait, this was 5
No,
years
I was like a kid. I was a kid. You know how embarrassing it would be to drive yourself to the hospital for your Flintstones vitamins overconsumption? They should be like, you drove yourself. You have to live with the consequences of whatever
It'd be even
this
funnier
is.
if you called the ambulance.
Yeah.
They're like, "What's wrong? I took too many Flintstones.
I took too many Flintstones vitamins. How old are you?
Do you have any Narcan?"
I do, but it's artificial grape.
That's why you got to test your Flintstones before you take them.
You have to. They're doing a strip on Barney.
Okay, I think this is a wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I keep playing to the camera.
I like that. I hope I remember to turn it on.
You need another camera facing that camera so you can see what's in there to see if it's recording.
Oh, I could do it just facing us anyway. You know.
All right, let's start this over.
Yeah, I think we need another shot at this. All right, thanks, Kyle, for coming over.
Thank you for having me.
To Hollywood. Yes. Thank you for listening to Late Stage Comedy with me, Jessica Seeley, with audio engineering by Seth Hover, intro music by Jeff Traeger. Please subscribe and follow wherever you can. And follow us on Instagram at Late Stage Comedy Pod. Okay, that's it.